Ayy, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host Aramis.
40 keys
in the hit house. Listen, we got so much to get to, not a lot of time. I got a hard stop at 7:30. So here's what we're gonna do. I need everybody that's tuned in right now to go ahead and hit that like button, smash that bad boy. If you have not already, please do us a favor, give us a subscribe, and we will greatly appreciate that so that we can continue to build this thing out so we can give you bigger and better content. Okay?
We're ling in it already?
Already. All right, Key, what you got for today, man? What'd you think of the game?
Okay, before we do that,
okay,
I'd be remiss if I don't do this like I always do. We lost another one. Nick Mangold. Okay, for you guys that don't know, he tragically passed away at the tender age of 41 due to complications from kidney disease. He publicly shared his health battle just 2 weeks before his passing. He revealed he had a genetic disorder diagnosed in 2006 that led to a chronic kidney issue and dialysis. Mangold recently appealed to fans for a kidney donor with type O blood, as no family members were compatible. You may know him best from 2006 to 2016. He earned 7 Pro Bowl selections and 2 All-Pro honors. He was a cornerstone for the 2009 and 2010 teams that reached the AFC championship game. Also has a different name, but I won't say that right now. I'll spare you, but you guys know what that is. Known for his long hair, backwards cap, and bushy beard, Mangold becomes his fan favorite and was inducted into the Jets Ring of Honor in 2022. Rex Ryan broke down during a tribute, recalling Mangold's loyalty and grit, especially playing through injury, even though they knew Rex Ryan was going to be fired at the conclusion of that game. Now, I do remember Nick Mangold mostly because he played with the Brickishaw Ferguson, which was the funniest name I ever heard at the time. I wasn't mature, I know. But, nonetheless, rest in peace, Nick Mangold. Your legacy will live on.
Yeah, I mean, fellow Gemini, I think he was June 9th, right? Was his birthday?
I believe so.
And I'm type O, man. I could have donated. That's crazy. But yeah, man, I mean, great center. I mean, one of the all-time greats. He was really, really good. He was one of the reasons I was kind of jealous of some of the talent. I've kind of always been jealous of some of the talent that the Jets get.
Mm-hmm.
They just never get the quarterback right, so it never matters.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Even now, like some of the talent that they have, like it's like, oh my God, like Will McDonald and Sauce Gardner and them boys, like, man, they got some boys.
How I keep doing this? I know y'all draft high.
Right. Exactly.
But you a lot of teams they miss, but this team doesn't miss. They just miss on who's coaching the players.
Right.
Because a lot of the guys they get are actually quality players in the NFL. They just can't put it all together at one time.
Yep. So, your thoughts on the game, bro? I know we went to Nick Mangold, but I wanna like really focus in on what we got going on here with the game plan for the show, because I don't want to miss nothing.
No, I hear you. My thoughts of the game. I mean, it was fun to watch. I mean, did we learn anything from it? Not really. But actually, let me take that back. We learned that I wasn't wrong, baby.
Let him cook.
I wasn't wrong. Thank you. 216 yards, which is the highest, the highest rushing output since O.J. Simpson in 1976.
Mm-hmm.
His 273-yard game. James Cook was joined, as you guys know by now, one of only 4 players in the history of NFL to get 2,200 yards in less than 20 carries and 2 touchdowns. Joined some lofty fellows, Derrick Henry, Bo Jackson, and Brian Foster, I think his name was. I have it here. I just don't remember his name per se, because I don't even know who the guy is, but he must have been good.
Did you hear about his EPA per carry?
No, I didn't hear
Per
about his
rush?
EPA. What is that?
So something to the effect of they were saying this during the game. He's got like the highest EPA per rush like all time or something like that. Like since the onset of it, the tracking of advanced analytics. Like and even now his EPA per rush is tops in the league. Like this is a guy that is literally making things happen by sheer vision and will and like he's making all the plays for himself.
Talk slowly. Talk slowly now. I gotta ingest all this. I gotta ingest it all. I mean, this was. I mean, for James Cook, obviously, he made it look so effortless. I mean, every time he touched the ball, he was getting 10, 11, 12 yards a carry. Yeah. Obvious by the fact he averaged 11.8 a carry.
Oh my God.
On 19 carries. I mean, it's just it's just so night and day, man. It's like when you see. I mean, for people that say that he's not a top running back, when you saw yesterday, he's done now what he hasn't done in any other game. He ran outside. We ran outside 70+%.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody expects the Bills to do that.
Right.
And James Cook on those pitches and all that. I mean, he took off. He was gone. Yep. He was gone. He had his way. And if you look at us averaging 4 yards before contact yesterday, the offensive line did their thing. They did their thing. So I mean, in a running standpoint, I have not a grievance. I wish I knew what happened to
130 over EPA balls.
What do you mean? I don't think you mean EPA though. You mean over yards over expected?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
130 yards over expected.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously most of it came on the 60-yarder, but still. I think he's a leading. He's a leading running back in the league in yards over expectation and yards over expectation per carry.
Right.
So I mean, right now
I guess that's what I meant to say. What did I say? EPA?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think, but I was going because he might be high in EPA too. Probably. I mean, with those kind of numbers, he has to be. Right. But I mean, if anybody says that he's the best running back in the league, you can't laugh at him right now. Right now, you can't. Everybody talks about Jonathan Taylor, but if somebody says James Cook, he's in that conversation in almost every metric.
Your assessment of the offensive line as compared to what the Colts may have or what the Eagles may have with Saquon Barkley and some of these other, I mean, the Lions with their two running backs, where do you see the Bills' offensive line ranked amongst those offensive lines? Because I mean, our offensive line can't be as good as theirs if Cook has all of these kind of numbers over expected.
Mm-hmm. They're good, but there are a couple warts. There's a couple things that we do that they're not especially good at. Mm-hmm. David Edwards got lost a couple times in pass and in the run game. So I mean, everything comes with its faults. And I'm not saying David Edwards was a big blemish on the offensive line, but in terms of your rankings, your power ranking, I'd say they got to be top 10. I wouldn't say they're number 1 or number 2, but they're top 10.
Okay, so let's get back to Cook, because I think this is a good starting point here to kind of launch the depth of conversation, right? So I titled this episode, "Is James Cook a better fit under Sean than Josh Allen?" And when I was thinking about the impact that Cook has and the impact that Cook didn't have in the Falcons game, it was night and day, right? And when I went and looked at the stats from the Falcons game, the stats from this game, and the passing numbers and all that kind of stuff, first and foremost, before I get to that, I'm gonna say it with my chest. I think for what Sean McDermott wants in an offense, James Cook fits exactly what Sean wants more than Josh Allen fits exactly what Sean wants.
Okay, I got to call it. I got to stop you there. I got to stop you there.
He said it earlier. Hold on. Let's pull up the other one he said. Where is it? Where is it? Here you go.
Sure. Anyway,
right.
No, I will give you that though. Tommy did come over to the Cook side early on in the season. So I while you didn't say it all off season as you prognosticate there, you did admit a while ago. So yeah, no, I'm gonna leave that where it is. He said, glad you guys jumped on the Cook train. Really? Oh man, but no, okay. Before we even get into that, because I actually had something in Discord happened. And I gotta address it.
Okay, go
Nate,
ahead.
you tried, but I gotta do it again.
Okay.
Before we talk about the fits for the offenses, I don't hate Josh Allen. Okay, I don't hate Josh Allen, but what it is for me is, what I do detest is when people disregard the James Cook plays, when they disregard Khalil Shakir, because this is what I was going to say before the show. This is what spawned some of it. Shakir, his touchdown, a short pass, boom, and then somebody put in Discord, Josh doesn't look too bad now, does he? I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Josh didn't make that play. Shakir made the play.
Right.
But, I'm tired of disregarding temptations for David Ruffin. I'm tired of disregarding No Doubt for Gwen Stefani. I'm tired of JT Matthews for the Fire Heart. I'm tired of that. Genesis, they got their leaders, but can we give other people shine too?
Right.
That's what I just want to give people shine. So when I talk about Josh a big boy, he can take it, and he's gonna shut me up.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get a voice of the voiceless. There's guys on this team that deserve just had a name mentioned on the show that has 750 subs.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like that to radiate to people with 6,000 subs, 7,000 subs, 20,000 subs.
That'd be nice.
It'd be nice, but it's cool to have a quarterback that you actually can say the opposite of what you said about the Jets. You got all this talent with no quarterback. But now let's move on, because this begets, I feel bad for no separation. I feel bad, and that drives me nuts too. No separation. We'll talk about that later. But before I get into that, I just wanted to address, I do not hate Joshua Patrick Allen, Winter Soldier, Agent 17. Don't hate him. But yeah, so getting back to what you were talking about, in terms of the offense. Yeah, I this might be the most rebellious thing Josh has ever done. In terms of does he fit? Josh Allen can fit any offense. He can fit.
Yeah.
Does he want to?
No.
Does he like it? No. So, I mean, to acquiesce to James Cook, he could be that quarterback to make $330 million to pitch the ball to James Cook, to play under center. Because that's the thing. If you look at yesterday, he was under center a lot.
Yeah.
And why was that? Because James was cooking.
Yeah.
For no other reason but because James was cooking. And so is this offense tailor-made for James Cook? In a lot of ways, the calls are, because this was working.
Mm-hmm.
This was working. And I have an indictment on not Josh Allen, believe it or not. But my indictment goes to the offensive coordinator, because the more we've seen, the lazier he's gotten. If you look at what we're doing, it's like pitch the ball to Cook. It's like Josh, hero ball. But what we hear about this team is what? Separation. All the time. Even when people don't even know what separation means.
Mm-hmm.
And this begets my everybody eats mentality. And this ties into your point about Josh and Cook as well. Everybody eats, to me, and Tommy, this is what I was talking about when I want your thought on this. I know you're on the fence with everybody eats, but 6'7". I had to, because somebody was gonna call me out on it. But Nate, yeah, I'll shout out Reggie the Sledgehammer Gilliam. That's your guy, Sledge. And no bones, Josh Allen. Okay, this is where I'm gonna defend Josh. 17 hasn't looked good since the fourth quarter of the Baltimore game.
Basically.
But he's at a 68% clip. We're 5-2. I mean, there's things that we would like to have him do differently, but he's fitting into the card that fits into your point. Is this offense tailor-made for James Cook or Josh Allen?
No. I'm saying, is James Cook a better fit than Josh Allen?
Right. Okay, I misworded, but the sentiment holds true. Because Josh, what makes Josh Allen look good? Josh Allen is trying to assimilate to a different philosophy, and he still wants to get his, because he's used to getting his. He's used to playing off schedule. But At the same time, there's something wrong with the off schedule. If you look at the plays that we've run, again, a lot of open guys. Keon Coleman is open numerous times yesterday, and no balls to him. But it's not about Keon right now. We'll get to that later too. But the overarching point that I'm trying to make is Josh Allen is looking bad because he's trying to assimilate to something like Keon Coleman said last year. We're changing things, and it looked like we changed things yesterday. We saw it. Yeah. I mean, even from last year, we don't see this propensity for under center play. Just a change. It's an assimilation because something wasn't working. They're trying to fix it. But go ahead.
The problem with that is that's exactly what they were trying to do a lot of against the Jets last year at the beginning of the season. Right? I'm sorry, 2 years ago. It would have been 2 years ago now. Right?
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, 2 years ago now. And once Josh was able to get out of that, that's when he screamed, "I feel like my effing self again." Those of you that are curious that have the access to the all 22, go back to the 3rd and 10 with 2:13 left in the first quarter. That's a Joe Brady play. That's a Joe Brady offense where Kincaid runs that deep crosser. You got all three of the other receivers kind of taking all the coverage deep so that there's plenty of space for Kincaid to get over there.
The rub? Not rub, but the mesh play where he the crosser over the middle where I think
the deep crosser.
Was it Shakir was coming across the other way?
Not Shakir, it was Kincaid.
No, not the reception, but they were crossing. So
no.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no other crossing route on that play. Okay. It was 3 wide, and I think the running back stayed in to block or maybe flared out late. But the 3 receivers just kind of ran goes. You couldn't really see. Like I didn't watch it on all 22. I went and watched the actual live feed because I recorded it.
You said it was what 3rd and 10 when?
3rd and 10 with 2:13 left on the clock in the first quarter.
Okay.
So my point in bringing this up is this is the type of offense that we've seen Joe Brady run in Carolina, where he's throwing deep passes to Curtis Samuel, where he's run these types of plays at LSU. These are air raid type plays. And we know that that's where Brady comes from, right? Now, when you look at, matter of fact, I'll give you a quote. And this ain't for me. This is from the color guy that was announcing the game, right? He says, I think one of the biggest reasons they made that change to Joe Brady, I think Joe allows them to operate this offense the way Sean McDermott wants it to be run. He wants to maintain possession. He wants to have long, sustained drives, and more than anything else, right? So that's a direct quote. So in bringing that now to the forefront, it's not just us on this show saying to you, from whatever ethos that this is really what Sean McDermott wants and not necessarily what Brady wants. I'm actually kind of tired of Brady getting all this criticism for being forced to do some things that even he's not comfortable with. Yeah, he's an intelligent offensive coordinator. Yeah, he's a brilliant young offensive mind. But if I'm in a position where I have to go against everything that I believe philosophically as a coordinator in order to keep a job, like that's hard for anybody. And when I look at what Josh Allen loves to do, it's air raid scheme. He wants to be able to throw the ball down the field. He wants a wide open game because what does that do? That makes it easier for him to make a play. When he's got wide receivers that can go out there and get open, or wide receivers that are schemed open, not only are the throws easy, but the coverages are easier to read too, right? The other thing that does is that enhances his ability to affect the game with the scramble. Because all the coverage, everybody is so far down the field. At that point in time, he's got 5 guys to beat, and he's got 5 guys he's got 5 guys to beat with five guys protecting him. So realistically, he's got to beat 1 guy if he scrambles. And we saw in 2020, 2021, and 2022, he was beating that a lot, right? And then that's when teams started to figure out, okay, well, we got to keep him in the pocket. Well, it's so much easier to do that when all the routes are run near the pocket anyway. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at the idea of this offensive philosophy and what Sean wants to do, and what Sean has asked Joe Brady to incorporate into the offense, I said this before we started the show. Essentially, what you have here with our offensive coordinator and our head coach is two people designing an offense that are diametrically opposed to each other. They believe in winning football games in two different ways. And when you have two minds from those opposite sides of the ring trying to build an offense that's supposed to mesh together well, you have what you got now, where you got a quarterback that's uncomfortable, but you got a running back that's flourishing in it, right? Why? Because your head coach wants to play physical football. Sean McDermott was asked about this in the press conference, and he said, yeah, this is exactly what I want to see. Physical football. I love physical football. That's what he said. So to me, if this is the vision, then we don't need Josh Allen. We don't. I don't say that from the standpoint of we don't need Josh Allen to win a Super Bowl. Of course we do.
Maybe that's why people hate me when they talk to Josh, because I already said that. I said that a couple of shows ago. I was like, we don't need him for this. Right. For what you said. And like what you're saying about Joe Brady. Hey, say it slowly. I agreed. And that's the thing. Like, some people just have to see it. You gotta see it. You gotta believe it. You gotta you gotta ingest it with clear eyes, and just say, you know what? 2 + 2 ain't 4 right now.
Right. So hopefully it's clear now that the idea of what Sean wants to see on the field, it doesn't really account for what Josh is. It accounts for who Josh is, because Josh Allen is the type of guy here, I'll just do whatever coach wants, right? But it doesn't account for what he is, and what he is a freaking unicorn. And he's taking this unicorn, this Ferrari, whatever it is, and breaking it down to bare bones and saying, all right, all I want you to do is let me sit in you and get not even from point A to point B. I want to get to the midpoint between point A and point B. And then what I want to do from there is I want to turn you on your flip side with the wheels up. And I want you to carry me to point B. Like, that's the equivalent of what Sean is asking Josh Allen to do. Like, tie one hand behind your back, run this offense the way I want it to be run. And here's the other thing. This offense exposes one of Josh's biggest weaknesses that you've pointed out several times, which is throwing with anticipation. If you cannot throw with anticipation, you do not belong in a West Coast offense.
Yeah, West Coast offenses are designed for noodle arm quarterbacks.
Right.
I mean, that's really what it is. And that's it's funny because you have this guy with a howitzer on his shoulders, and obviously howitzers are not the most accurate, but they do a lot of destruction. That's what Josh Allen is. Not the most accurate, but there's a lot of destruction.
That's it.
And everybody talking about separation this, separation that. It's there. There's players open, and and even the biggest pundits are like, okay, he missed here, he missed there, he missed here. And I'm not going to go through all that because there were a lot. But a lot of the funny thing about this show, or about this game yesterday, was a lot of the people he missed, he made up for it by hitting somebody else.
Right.
Whereas in the Atlanta game, that wasn't the case.
Right.
But yesterday, Coleman was open over the middle. I counted 3 or 4 times. Right? He didn't look his way, but then he found Knox. He found the pass to Elijah Moore that was ruled out incomplete, which is a good throw. It was a good play. I didn't look at the sack heard around the world because it took long enough for him to go down with the 10 seconds or whatever it was. I didn't watch that play back, but to your point about, this is the thought, Tommy, what I wanted you to park on you as well. We talk about everybody eats all the time. We talk about it all the time. But I just thought about it when I was writing these notes. I said, this is what everybody eats is. You bust your butt to get open, and I'll give you the ball. How does that happen when you got guys that don't separate?
Right.
Bust your butt, and I'll get you the ball. You don't separate, then I got to scheme you open. Because guess what? Everybody eliminates scheming people open. It's the opposite.
Mm-mm.
Everybody. I mean, just based on the premise of backyard football, why do you think Dalton Kincaid sucked last year? Because he can't play off the cuff. You tell me to run a 10-yard, and I'm there. Look what he did. Look at the play with that 23-yard reception he had. He ran a perfect route, went up and got it, and turned it up and went down. Right. But when you have everybody eats, it's not even that Josh has missed open receivers. Really, what it is we need more progressions. We got to go with progressions more. So we got route concepts we got to run and say, Josh, when you get this look, you're smart. You called him a dang near genius on the Wonderlic. Mm-hmm. When you see the defense do this, which we know he can read a defense, these are your reads. This is the order of what we're looking at, because it's not that Josh is missing people. It's just his read when they're open is not them. If you give him a route concept, he knows, okay, at this drop, this guy should be open. If not, next guy. If not, I'm out of here, or whatever the case may be, hot route. But in this case, it's like, okay, I'm looking around. Nope. That's what we're seeing all the time. And it's frustrating because it does what Josh wants to do when plays break down, but the plays don't always break down.
Right.
He's been one of the least pressured quarterbacks in the league this year. One of the least pressured.
That's crazy.
Even with the Atlanta game.
That's crazy, bro.
It is like, he's holding the ball almost 3 seconds. That's really high for him. Really high for him. Mm-hmm. So he's not being forced to do what he does, but he's like, you know what? I don't see what I like. I got to get out of here.
Right.
And that's the problem. That's what we're running into.
Yep. I think that's a perfect way to describe it, because it really has nothing to do with whether or not guys are getting open or not. I think what it comes down to is he's looking at a passing scheme that he doesn't like. Like, I don't like how long it takes for guys to get open. I am feeling too much pressure to just stand in here and wait for these guys to get open. They're not doing it fast enough.
Right.
The guys that you're putting out on the field consistently for me are not fast enough. And the only guy fast enough to really make a difference, you're putting in the slot.
He's my running back.
Well, yeah. They're taking him off the field on third down.
No, I'm talking about Shakir.
Oh, yeah.
He basically is number 2.
Right.
He's just like a running back. 2 more yards backwards on the throw. He's got every run in the book.
That's it. So, I mean, matter of fact, Schmitty asked me before the show. He said, because we mentioned, James Cook coming off the field. And I told him, I said, I'm going to tell you exactly what was told to me. They took him off the field because they didn't want to have to pay him. In the third quarter, when after he scored that last touchdown, they took him, or that last run, I think it was the last touchdown he had, and they took him off the field. And Schmitty was like, why don't you just let him, you know what I'm saying? Let him break the record. Let him, establish himself. No. The Bills ain't here for that. The last thing they want to happen is for James Cook to establish himself at that level, to be top 2, top 3 running backs in the league, and possibly he had plenty of time to break Adrian Peterson's record. Mm-hmm. You break that, now all of a sudden you're breaking into top 3, and at the very worst top 5 money. And I'm sorry, he's not even into his extension yet. Mm-hmm. So if he's doing this going into his extension, you best believe year 2 of that extension, he's going to be looking for more money. We're going to be talking about it.
Well, it's funny you say, because my friend, he asked me to have you touch on that, because I told him, I said, I don't think they pulled him for the money thing. You do. I just don't. I don't know. It's touch and go. I think they put him because McDermott's like, what's there to gain? If they would have been 20 yards, 15 yards off, he would have said, go for it. But 80 yards when we have everybody under the sun on offense hurt, Palmer and everybody else, and Ray Davis hasn't done anything. Ty Johnson hasn't done anything. Josh Allen's having a hard time. It's like, you have to protect this guy. So I feel like, I don't know if my friend was saying that he was going to get an incentive boost for breaking the record or something like that. But I do know that for me, he signed the contract, and they already he signed it at a discount. He should have held a little firmer, I guess, because we knew what he was. Mm-hmm. 15, maybe not, but we knew what he was, and he could have got a little more. But for me, I think it was just a little too much about preservation, honestly.
Let me see. So It doesn't say anything about any ancillary bonuses.
I have his contract incentives written down here.
Okay.
Let me just get up there. Okay, so he has, I'm gonna read them off. 15.28 million guaranteed at signing, additional 4.4 million of 2026 salary fully guarantees after 2/9/26. He has fully guaranteed the 5th league day of 2026. Additional 2.9 mil 2027 for 5th. Okay, so that's okay. So let's see. He has an option bonus in 2026, 7.4 mil, 26 to 29 per game active bonus, $340,000. Let's see, a $1 million escalator in 2028, 2029 of 45% of playing time and a playoff berth. So if he gets more than 45% of the playing time and his playoff berth, then he gets a $1 million escalator. 2030, he voids if not re-signed by the 23rd day before the league year. So there's nothing for any performance incentives per se. It's more just be there, show up.
And the Bills are smart to do it that way.
Yep.
We don't want to give a guy that Scott, we'll get to your comment in 1 second. Thank you so much. You don't want to give a guy that's already shown that he can put up the numbers an opportunity to make more money by putting up the numbers. Yep. And the rate he's at right now, he's gonna beat his touchdown total from last year. So he's at what, 2 touchdowns a game almost?
It's 6 now. He's got 6. So yeah.
So I mean, I think the idea here is, and bringing this back to the conversation between Josh and Cook, I really, based on all this information that we've covered right now, I really think that it stands to reason that James Cook is a better fit for this team right now and for this offense and for what Sean wants to see on the field in terms of physical football, rather than what he has in Josh Allen. And I think we're at a point now, because I heard Nate Geary talking about this after the game. I think we're at a point now where we have to decide as fans how much of this we want to tolerate going forward. Because the first thing you hear Chris Brown say is you got a monster matchup next week coming up, Chiefs versus Bills. If you've been watching the last 5, 6, 7 years, who cares? You already know what's going to happen. They're either going to see each other in the playoffs or they're not. And if they don't, that means we got beat by somebody else. And if we do, that means we're getting beat by them. You know what I'm saying? None of this stuff that we see in the regular season matters. We already know Josh Allen is great in the postseason, right? But whatever this is that we're seeing offensively, whether it's people's theory of us holding back and trying to hold on to things for the postseason, which I don't think is the case, because I don't imagine that Sean McDermott is intelligent enough to how can I say this? I don't think Sean is intelligent enough to facilitate the creation of an offense that gets them through the regular season and then they somehow turn it on in the postseason. First and foremost, that doesn't happen anyway. Like teams don't do that. Like Andy Reid will have, things that he draws up and he can do that because he's the guy that designed the offense. So if he wants to add things in the postseason and stuff like that, this is all stuff that they practice at some point during the regular season anyway. You hear Mahomes talking about, we practiced that a couple times during the regular season. We decided to bring it up. And they, matter of fact, that was one of the when they used to run that little shovel pass inside to Travis Kelce all the time. This is one of the first things they said about their play. Well, we practiced it a couple times during the regular season. We decided to pull it out. Right. So I'm saying all that to say, Sean McDermott is not that type of mind. Right. He's not an offensive coordinator. And as much as Joe Brady is good at designing an offense, he's still got the handcuffs of Sean McDermott's desires for what the offense is supposed to look like on his wrists. So in my mind, that reason goes out the door. Like this idea that we're saving something for the postseason, BS to me. I think that's just a reason for people to try to find reasons to have hope. I think where we're at right now, like Sean said, is exactly what he wants to see. Physical football. He don't care about receivers getting the ball. What he cares about is what he saw from Shakir. Break some tackles, run the ball down the field, and score. Not Josh Allen getting all these passing touchdowns and stuff like that. Before I move on, I want to get to this comment here from Scott. Scott, thank you so much. Let's get this up here.
Yeah.
You got to keep doing that. That's nice. Says, do you think we can beat Kansas City next Sunday? Ed Oliver's got torn bicep. I don't know how we're going to replace him. And what do you think of James Cook breaking O.J. Simpson's record? So I don't think he broke the record, did he?
No.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think so.
The record's 273.
Okay, so he could have easily broken that if they left him in to do it.
Yeah, the way he was running yesterday.
Yeah. So as far as James Cook's game, I love to see it. I love to see it because it's what we've been trying to tell everybody he is all off season.
I can't stop smiling. I can't stop smiling.
And now it's undeniable. It's absolutely anybody that was trying to hold back after Cook started the season off the way he did the first 5 games, and they were still trying to reserve some judgment and not really hop on the bandwagon. They ain't got no choice now.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Honestly, I get it. And full disclosure, I was nervous about having to stand before you guys and say they figured him out. But to this point, they have not. And he's playing against stacked boxes. So I'm loving the result of what we're seeing.
Yep.
As far as the replacement of Ed Oliver, if you notice what they did on yesterday, my guy, my brother from another mother, the newest induction to the family, Michael Hoyt.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, Michael Hoyt is going to be the quintessential what do you call it, bulldozer? Because on the Ed Oliver sack, what happened? He took on 2 guys. Ed Oliver's guy fell and he got the sack.
Yeah,
Hoyt is he plays like he looks.
Which is what
he looks like the kind of cat that just don't care. Like, when he got into it with who was it that he was on that he got the personal foul? Whoever it was, I think it was a tight end or whoever that was. He pushed the guy down and the guy pushes him and he just falls down like they were gonna not call him after he mushes the guy. The guy is nasty.
So he's Richie Incognito then, basically.
Almost with a splash of Deion Dawkins in the Jets.
Of course.
But I mean, when I see that and I see the trajectory that we have in Deion Walker, everybody's like, well, what? Ogunjobi, whatever. I don't even care. Just give me my brother from another mother, Michael Hoyt. I'm jumping around because I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped up.
I can see that. I'll say this. I'll say I think as far as replacing Ed Oliver, you really can't. But then again, you can, because the way that Ed Oliver was used was he was more of a run stuffer than any defensive tackle on the line, period. Any defensive tackle that we have, Ed Oliver is better against the run. The numbers show it. The film shows it. He's the best run stuffing defensive tackle we have, right? But in terms of the stance of you kind of can replace him, he's even though he's our best run defender, he's not the best in the league either. You know what I'm saying? He's not designed to be. His body is not designed to be. It's part of the reason he ends up with a torn bicep, doing all the stuff that he's doing. He's getting up there in years. His body ain't the same. He's been to the playoffs every single season. He's been playing more games than most players in the league right now because of that.
He looks bigger to me this year. In person. He looks
okay. Could just be more lean.
Ed, don't kill me. Before he had a little pudge on him.
Chunk.
Now you see,
it's cut up a little bit more.
Yeah, when you watched what was it? Is it the last game where they showed him on the sidelines as a t-shirt? I'm like, how you get up? Where does this come from? You've been working out, my boy. So I mean, he's still probably no more than 290 because he's so short.
Yeah,
but he's built right. He's built a lot better than he has been in years past. Right. So I hope he comes back with the bicep deal.
Yeah, I think it was Ian Rappaport that said that he's having the surgery today, and there's a possibility he could return for the playoffs. So, I mean, that's what we have to look forward to in terms of, replacements for Ed Oliver. It's already on the team. They're not going to trade for somebody else to come in and do things that Jordan Phillips can do or do things that Michael Hoyt can do, especially when Deion Walker is still healthy. You can easily just put Deion Walker and Michael Hoyt on the field in passing situations, and you should be fine there.
Yeah, Sean, I wasn't saying his bicep anything to his side. I don't know if you're talking to me or what, but no, I was just saying he just looked a lot bigger. Just looking at him.
I mean, if we want to nitpick, I guess we could say, him deciding to cut up a little bit more, maybe a little more strain on the body than, was necessary. But again, I think it's more, age, kind of creeping up in the amount of time that he's been, playing in the league, or the amount of games that he's been playing in the league so far.
Oh, he said you said he got hurt because he's small. That's what he's talking about when you said that because of the way he plays.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Again, if you look at him playing on the field on film, he's taking on double teams against the run.
Yeah,
like he's the guy that they're trying to make sure they get out of there. They're not worried about Deion Walker is still trying to get around guys and picking the wrong gap. Daquan Jones is not the same run stuffer he used to be.
No.
Larry Ogunjobi is not a run stuffer at all anymore. At his age. So teams are not looking at anybody else but Ed Oliver as from the standpoint of we got to move him out the way. So that's the guy we double team, right? So that's why you take on that many double teams at 6'1", 290.
Yeah,
you're bound to get hurt. So I don't think it's a mistake at all. In terms of because I want to make sure we fully answer my guy's comment. The Kansas City game, I think that's a done deal. I think it'll be competitive for 2, maybe 2.5 quarters, but you start getting to that late third quarter, fourth quarter, I think the game is over by then.
The Bills took it by storm, huh?
Damn. No. Oh man, Scott again. Thank you so much. Says, I think the Patriots are half a game up on us in the division. They are. Do you think we still have a chance to take the division with the schedule we have left? You're going to go 5-3 after the Chiefs game. I'm sorry. I don't see any evidence in this passing game that leads me to believe that they are going to be able to get to where they want to get against the Chiefs. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I just haven't seen anything that they can use to expose the developing holes in the Chiefs passing defense, because let's be real. The numbers show the Chiefs against the pass have been weaker this year. They're still strong against the run, but the pass is where you have to beat that team. All that's to say, when it comes to the stretch of games that we have going forward, it's going to be tough. I mean, again, the Patriots are playing a last place schedule, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they got the Falcons next Sunday. Tampa Bay after that, New York after that.
They'll beat the Falcons. They got who else?
Tampa Bay.
They will lose that game.
Okay, they got the Jets.
They'll win that game.
Justin Fields is in the closet crying. I don't know. Cincinnati Bengals.
If Flacco is healthy, he should be by then. I think the Bengals can win that game.
Okay. New York Giants with nobody but Jackson Dart at this point in time.
Yeah. The Patriots will win that game.
They got us. We're gonna bust them chops.
We want to think so in New England. Yeah,
we're gonna get them. Baltimore, Lamar, big game. Jackson will be back. Jackson will be back on the 16th probably.
They'll lose that game.
Okay,
they'll lose that game.
And the Jets again.
They'll win that game.
And the Dolphins.
Oh yeah. So that's what, 2 losses the rest of the way for them.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So in order to beat that, we can't afford to have more than 1 loss, and we have to beat them at home.
Yeah. No. What was it?
Anybody think that's happening?
Beat the Patriots or the Chiefs? I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. All right.
But no, I wanted to touch on something real fast.
Sure.
Who was it? Oh, where do you say it? Michael Johnson. Where was it? Here it is. He says you got to make sure it. Oh no, that's not it. Nope. Michael Johnson.
Another one by him, or?
Yeah, he said something about you got to make sure Ed Oliver gets the antibiotic. There it is. He said,
all right,
you have to eat the antibiotic chicken. Yeah, and too bad we got rid of Von Miller because Von Miller had the hookup on that chicken.
Oh my God.
He had the anabolic, the non-anabolic. He had
all in his backyard.
The free range. No, it's all in Washington now because he's got 5 sacks over there.
One more thing on offense I have, and then we can get to the defense. So I think the defense is kind of interesting too.
Maybe this time.
Actually, you know what? I want to play this clip first.
All right, while you cue that up, I did want to, Tommy. Okay, this is the show for you. I'm going to give you one more shout out. This is it. Don't get used to it. But I was watching the show and he nailed it. And when you talk about the receiving core that we have on this team, you got to ask yourself, would they be as bad under Andy Reid? Would they be as bad under Ben Johnson? Would they be as bad under?
Exactly.
It's not. It's some of them, but it's mostly Tommy scheme. There's your credit. Now go ahead. Now get ready for your show.
All right. So this is Sean after the game in the locker room. This is post game speech real quick. I just want to play. It's a minute and 8 seconds. I just want to get this out real quick. All right, here we go.
Hey, that's how it should look right there, man. Right? O-line, D-line. Big boys up front, taking over the game. Great job, man.
All this love for these boys, right? Check this out.
And then James Cook, big time James.
That's the team.
Hey.
Oh, God.
Defense, takeaways. Well done, man. That's huge right there. Huge.
So real quick, so he gave the offensive line and the defensive line love first thing foremost, right? Then after that, then he mentions James Cook. Then where does he go immediately after that? He don't say nothing else about James Cook. James, like the team is the people who are giving him the most love, and the clap is extended and all that kind of stuff, right? He immediately goes to defense right after that, right? To me, that just it's weird. It's weird because the defense was not the story of this game. The story of this game was James Cook's dominance that allowed your defense to be rested and allowed your defense to be as dominant as it was. Like that's it, and he says it. I'll play the rest. Here we go. He says it. Complimentary football.
Full team effort. We talk about running the football, right? Full team effort. Throwing the football. Full team effort. Stopping the run. Full team effort. Stopping the pass. Full team effort. Special teams, no different, man. That is complimentary football. That's what we've been looking for, right? That is huge, man. I'm so proud of you guys. Going back to how we got there, the way you handled this week, same thing every week. Start humble, hungry, putting in the work, and then you come out here with a damn attitude, right? That edge, that's important. Love y'all, boys.
Oh, you turned off my favorite part.
Yeah, 103.
It's like they bring him out of a cage just for that part. You can call him. Okay, just making sure. He's laying on a plane in here.
No. We good.
Okay. But yeah, no. It's the funniest part was everybody noticed what I didn't want to say.
What?
Keon and Ray Davis were ready to shower. They're like, wait, what? It's not time.
Yeah.
And they can't give them better towels than that. All the money they got, and they can't get full body towels. My man thigh meat was hanging out. Like, yo, what's going on?
My point is this: it was definitely not nobody's thigh meat.
Not about thigh meat. Enter the thigh doctor.
Not at all. My point in bringing this up is two things. First and foremost, I need everybody to hear the language he used. This is him again. This is the second time that this has been confirmed in a single day. Once by the color commentator that this is what Sean wants in an offense, and then Sean himself after the game, this is what I want to see. Right? So this is the vision. The vision is scoring 40 points on the ground, playing strong defense, and behind. I'm gonna just say it. It's smoke and mirrors, because this 40-point beatdown is against an aging, almost decrepit Andy Dalton. Right. He should be cut today for his performance in that game. As many passes as he missed and all that stuff. This Coach D over here telling you should have been cut.
I think he wants him cut. I don't know why. I think that's what he wants.
But again, this is what Sean is puffing his chest out with to say we scored 40 points playing physical defense and we won at the line of scrimmage and we did all. What else was the defense supposed to do when they were getting gashed after a while?
Can I
they
answer
were
that?
on the field more than anything.
Can I answer that?
What?
Michael Hoyt on offense or on defensive line. And for me, this has nothing to do with 40 points because I care less about that part.
Okay.
But I want to give kudos before we get into this further that we actually put Max Harrison on the field already. I thought he's going to hold him off and just play Trey until Trey's wheels fell off.
I told you they was rushing him back.
Jordan Hancock was on the field with Harrison.
Yeah.
I mean, the youth movement, I don't know. And this is not, I'm sorry, but this is just something that's in my head when we were talking about it. I'm just curious as to how it was that yesterday we had all these rookies, all these new players on the field. Nobody was talking, but the defense looks just fine. Remember how everybody says how complicated the defense is? Mm-hmm. When you put athletes on the field, you got to do all that. Michael Hoyt is a game wrecker. He made Joey Bosa better. Greg Rousseau got in the fold, a sack, forced fumble. These two guys in the back, I bet you that Rico Dowdle run, that 24-yarder, that would have been touchdown if Rapp was in there. Rapp wasn't making that play.
They even disguised too deep a few times. They made it look like single high before the snap, and then Bishop would drop into too deep.
Because they have the athleticism to do it now.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it's a testament. It's an unfortunate injury for Rapp. But now we can see, wow, we have other guys we can actually play. We can do this thing. And they were smartly switching in Poyer on the run drives and Hancock when it's obvious passing.
I think the thing that needs to be said the most here is this is what our defense looks like with real linebackers.
Didn't I say that on another show? Didn't I say that in this defense, Dorian Williams and Shaq Thompson are your linebackers?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just play him the rest of the season. Don't worry about Terrell Bernard. Don't worry about what you paid him. I know we can't actually say that because once he's healthy, they're going to bring him back. But again, this is a top 5 run game in the league right now. These are two. We told you what it was last Friday. Rico Dowdle's freaking getting five almost 6 yards after contact. Mm-hmm. Right? He's not even being contacted until he gains 3 yards. So he's almost got a first down basically every time he runs the ball. Mm-hmm. Right? But you put these two linebackers in there that love to stick their nose in there, that love to just initiate contact. Mm-hmm. And this is what you get.
Yeah. I mean, you figure even if you want to count Hoyt as a linebacker, mm-hmm. You got him, you got Dorian Williams. He's seeking missiles.
Yeah.
They don't give you much in coverage, but guess what? When you have Jordan Hancock, who has athleticism to break on the ball, Max Harrison has athleticism to break on the ball. You don't need your linebackers to cover all this stuff.
Exactly.
And they can play free. And guess what? Max Harrison, he got beat, I think, the first rep. He got beat, but he wouldn't have got beat bad. Right. But after that, he was there. And how many times you see him a willing tackler in the run game? How many times did you see somebody else come up and make the tackle? He was right there ready. He already broke down, was ready to make the stop.
Yeah.
This is not Trey White. Trey White don't tackle.
Right. I think if we do continue to see this against the Chiefs, it is probably something that may solve some of the issues defensively. Mm-hmm. The subbing in and out for specific situations in the game. You know, passing situations, Jordan Hancock got in there, Poyer came off the field. Fine. If you need to play more man coverage, Trey White comes off the field, Maxwell Harrison, you go in, right? And you play man with those guys, just minus Trey White, right? I
mean, that's the beautiful thing about it. I ain't mean to cut you off, but just to piggyback on the point you just made, you know, it's not a tell when you put Harrison on the field because he can do both.
Right.
Trey White, you ain't putting him in on man.
Right.
But for some reason, teams they're picking on Benford this year. They're like, wherever he is, go there.
Because they can. It's not like
crazy that Trey White's on the field and they still don't pick on him. He hasn't been good in like a decade, but they say, you know what? Whatever. Him.
If you're putting the candy out there for me to take and I don't take it, that's on me.
No, for sure.
Right. For sure. So that's the bottom line here. I mean, this is the guy that you paid to be your number one corner, and everybody wanted to laud all these stats and all this you know growing, you know, what is it? All this growing lore about, you know, who he is and how he came from being a 6th round pick to a top 5 DB in the league. Where's that now?
Yeah.
we're literally months removed from this guy getting his contract, and he's showing that in this defensive system that they're transitioning to, he's not the guy for that. Right. On top of that, you just paid Terrell Bernard, who has shown you not only can he not stay healthy, which is something that's been there from the very beginning.
Yeah, we've known that.
Right. But he's not a run defender, and you need that in your game defensively to be able to stop teams in the playoffs.
Yep.
If you want to have a chance at getting, like, old school coaches that tell you if you run and stop the run, you got a chance to win a championship every year. If you can run the ball and you can stop the run, you got a chance to win a championship every year.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bottom line. So the Bills can run. They've shown in this game they can stop one of the best running teams. Technically, they got a shot. What it really comes down to is Sean McDermott still got the carburetor on this car, right? This is not going to be an offense that's going to be allowed to just be high flying all season long. This is not. Matter of fact, I'll give you some stats on that, right? I went back and looked at the last however many times we've scored 40 points since 2020, right? It's been 14 times that we've scored 40 points since 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A lot of them came last year.
Right.
Like 4 of those times came last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 earlier in the season, and then the 2 against the Rams, and then the Lions. But check this out. I'll say it like this: under Brian Daboll's offense, the Buffalo Bills had 7 games in which they scored 40 points. Okay. 4 out of the 7 times they had more passing touchdowns than rushing touchdowns. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what that means is you could point to that and say, well, they're winning the game with the pass. Mm-hmm. Like, most of the 40 points scored is from the passing game. So they're scoring with the pass. They're winning with the pass. Right. So 4 out of the 7 times under Daboll's offense, just to reiterate, in which they scored 40 points, it was more passing touchdowns than rushing touchdowns. Under basically Sean McDermott's iteration of this offense, you can count, the second half, the latter half of Dorsey, the beginning half to current of Brady. They also scored 40 points 7 times. Okay. Now, of the 7 times that they scored 40 points under the Dorsey Brady era, only 3 of those times, 3 of the 7, did they have more passing touchdowns than rushing touchdowns. This is a clear transition from we're going to let Josh throw the ball all over the yard to I want a physical run game. I want to win on the ground. I want to control the ball. I want complementary football. This is a clear-cut picture, and this should be taken as a clear-cut picture of where Sean is trying to take this team. And when you think of where Sean is trying to take this team, it's not a team that needs Josh Allen right now from the stand. And I know we've kind of said this already, but just to drive this point home so that we understand what we have to fight against. This is not an offense that needs Josh Allen to make it go. Mm-hmm. You could put Mitch Trubisky in there yesterday.
Oh, be careful. People watching.
I'm saying, listen,
I don't want to see our subs drop.
I'm going to say
I can't. We work hard for these subs. Watch what you say.
Yesterday, watching that game, if you take Josh Allen out and you put Mitch Trubisky in there, the throws that Josh made, the same, Mitch Trubisky can make those plays. Ooh. Josh didn't do anything yesterday that was Josh Allen-esque, right? So you got your game managing quarterback, you got your dominant run offense, you got your dominant run defense, and your pass game did enough, right? Against the quarterback that, as Coach D pointed out, should have been cut, right? So I think the bottom line here is we either need to take a stance against Sean's vision for this team, or just accept that this is going to be how it's going to be going forward. We're going to waste a $330 million quarterback for the sake of having to be a game manager, playing under center, playing a style of football that he hates.
Yeah. I mean, I look at yesterday more so with Josh. I used to be the guy that wanted the 300-yard games, the 400-yard games, and
Yeah.
6 touchdowns. That's why I hated Trent Edwards so much. But now we know this guy can do it, but there's enough weaponry on the field that we really don't have to per se, all the time. We'll say when you have to, you do, like the Ravens game. He pulled out his bag. But you look at yesterday's game, it's basically a day off. 12 of 19, like you said. Trubisky could have did that. Outside of the 54-yard touchdown for Shakir, he had 109 yards in the air yesterday. So 12 completions for 109 yards, 63% completion rate. It is what it is. But it used to be that he kept plays alive with his feet. It used to be that he did all this stuff, to make plays happen. When in actuality, right now, the faster you go, the faster he passes, the faster that he throws with anticipation or learns to throw with anticipation, the better the offense would be. That's the got you with our offense. And I do agree to a degree with the within Sean's scope, but there's got to be another way. There's got to be another scheme up for this thing. Within what Sean wants. Sean doesn't want an all-out aerial attack. He doesn't want, but like you said, like we said earlier, the quarterback that Sean needs for his attack is Chad Pennington, is Brock Purdy, somebody like that gets the ball out fast. Tua Tagovailoa, even though there's no N there. Those are the kind of guys that work in Sean's scheme, because our guys get open like that, and then that's it. You got to see it, know where to go right away, or throw it away. And those are the kind of processing powers that we need in this offense. But the name of Josh Allen, the threat of Josh Allen does open up the offense still. But when people ask about, it's funny, I heard on and we're not going to have those weapons for air raid, because that's not what we're doing at all. And that's not coming at you, obviously. But we want to run this compact. No, we want to run this, like you said, like Lynn said, a risk-averse coach. The closer to the line you throw the ball, the more open they are, the better the result is. Get a yak. He wants yak. Mm-hmm. But Josh Allen isn't a yak thrower. That was his indictment his first year, second year, third year in the league. And that's why Stephon Diggs, when he was here, what did he always do? How many yak yards did he get? Not many. He caught the ball, made a stutter step, and went down. Because Josh puts the ball on you, like I said last week with Keon Coleman. Matter of fact, the whole season, he put the ball on his chest. Keon Coleman turns it up, and he makes something happen. But a lot of the things that we do with regards to this offense is not put it in their chest in stride, or put it where they can keep momentum. It's a lot of comebacks, a lot of stop routes, a lot of things like that. Where once your momentum is stopped, you're stopped. You just catch the ball, and whatever you have is what you got. Maybe you can turn up for another fall for a yard or two, and that's it.
Josh Allen's completion percentage this season is 68% right now. He's got 1,560 yards passing and 12 touchdowns, four interceptions.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. He for people say he's playing bad, he's not. And like I said earlier, it's
hold on. Because the reason I brought this up is for this reason, right? So of the quarterbacks in the league right now, Josh Allen is 20th in passing yards. Okay, in touchdowns, he's behind. He's tied with Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold has more passing yards than him. In terms of completion percentage, Josh Allen he's
up there.
He's 11th.
Yeah, he's up there.
I get you saying that he's up there, but the idea is Josh Allen right now is considered to be a top 2 quarterback in the league.
So
right,
I see that's what drives me mad about this whole thing. That's what drives me completely mad about this. So I get it. I get the perception, but
for reference. I'm sorry. For reference, Patrick Mahomes is number 8 in passing yards. Right, in terms of passing touchdowns, Mahomes is 10th. Versus Josh Allen's 15th. Completion percentage, Mahomes is 15th, and Okay, so Josh Allen's got a better completion percentage than Mahomes right
Mhm.
now. But
And-
Drake May's got the best completion percentage out of anybody right now.
Sure. And see, that's the thing. Like for me, and that's why everybody says, this person's the rankings, this rank, that we're supposed to have this, we're supposed to have that. It doesn't matter to me, honestly, because for me, whether Josh Allen's if Josh Allen's his yardage went up, his percentage would probably come down. His interception may go up.
Mhm.
So when people say how bad he is, how mediocre he's been, what matters is he would I judge Josh Allen on it? Is he distributing the ball where it's supposed to go to get a first down when you need a first down? And
but you like West Coast style offenses. You like running the ball. Like you're a defensive mind.
But see, the thing is, I still have value in intermediate balls. But what I'm saying, I can't say the guy's playing garbage when he's just not throwing 300 yards a game. I can't say the guy's playing garbage when the offensive scheme sucks.
We're saying he's playing garbage compared to what he's already done.
Yeah, but the scheme sucks, and this is a scheme that he vouched for. So he doesn't work in this scheme, and it is what it is. But he doesn't suck, is what I'm saying. What people say he's a top 2, and that's why I hate when people say the reigning MVP. Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
I'm with you. We can't say he sucks, but we can say he's playing bad. Those are two different things.
I can say it's not the Josh Allen that we're accustomed to,
sure.
But what I attribute that more to is the scheme in which he's playing in.
Well, and I think what you're trying to get to is the idea here is we can say he's playing bad, but the question after that has to be why.
Yes.
Right? Because we can't just say, something as simple as, well, he's playing bad, or we can't say something as simple as he sucks. So why? If you're not willing to ask the why, then you're not really looking for an answer. You're just trying to say whatever feels good at the time.
Yeah, no, Kevin, he did vouch for the system. He definitely vouched for everybody eats. That's the system.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely vouched for that.
He vouched for it publicly last year.
This year as well. He doubled down. Didn't he have a hat
really?
on? Yeah, he had the hat on. Remember the everybody's hat?
I mean, they handed.
Nah, I ain't see James Cook with everybody's hat on. I ain't see Josh Palmer. I ain't see nobody.
James Cook ain't wearing that because he probably still wasn't paid at the time.
He can wear it now because he's eating.
Of course,
everybody
eats more than everybody else.
Like, everybody eats.
Yeah, everybody is James Cook.
Right.
Yes,
I am him. But no, I mean to go back to this point. To say Josh Allen sucks is to say that this has been the offense the whole time for me, and that's the thing for me. Like everybody says, I killed Josh Allen, this, that, and third, but at the same time, we're killing him based on revisionist history. This is what the offense calls for, and we know. To your point, when you open the show, this ain't the offense for him,
right?
But the problem, the gotcha we're in now is McDermott wants this. Brady doesn't know how to be the liaison between. Not saying change the offense, but he has to say, okay, McDermott wants this thing. What does this thing entail? How can I cater to Josh while still being within the offense? It's going to be tough.
Yeah,
but that's why he don't make $50,000 a year. He was yesterday as was it Alton yesterday in the Discord said, I swear he said he saw Brady packing up his vape pen while he was stuffing his briefcase to go. But that's why they get paid the big, and that's what they say. That's why you get paid the big bucks, because you got to figure this stuff out. You got a quarterback. Allen's not hurt. He's not hurt. He's not.
No,
he's not hurt.
No.
But
we're not even going to go down that road.
Right. Not surprisingly this time, not. But his play is showing him what he likes, and more importantly, see, that's the thing. What he likes is not what the team needs right now, and what the team needs is not what he's the greatest at. This offense is predicated on anticipation. You're right. I do like. I wish they had the choice routes back. I wish they had a lot more choice routes, because I have to look at I don't know how I got to play with this tonight, but there's a way to get the plays, the diagram. It's not the
offense for anyone,
right?
Let alone Josh Allen.
Except
for James Cook, yeah.
Dan knew where to put the camera. Like, I know it's coming. It's just ugly, because as much as I am critical of Josh when he gets the credit that I think other guys get, I'm not gonna bag on him for not seeing. Okay, let me put it like this: the same scouting report we have for Keon Coleman that everybody's killing him for, because he's doing what everybody said he was going to do, that knew what they were talking about before he came to the league. Josh Allen is doing a lot of the stuff that they said he's going to do in the league, and it worked for him until it doesn't. Until you got an offensive coordinator that just says let him do everything. That's what's happening. Like, I don't care what people say. They're lockstep. Have you heard anybody say that?
No,
they're not going to, because they're not.
I mean, I think it shows that they're not in lock.
It does. He's tone deaf to what Josh Allen needs. And as if I'm Brady, or if I'm McDermott, like, yo, we just invested a lot of money in this dude, and he saved us a lot of money to get you Josh Palmer. He saved us a lot of money to get you Elijah Moore, to get you whoever else, whether you know it or not. He said, "What, $75 million? Give me 10. Give me 10." But I digress. You know, if he says he needs these tools, now, Joe, I want James Cook to have this. I want this to be his scenario where he runs or he plays, whatever the case may be. This is what I want Keon Coleman to look like. This is what, Joe, Josh, we got to get to the board. Let's get into the tape. What are you seeing? And that goes into what I said last, was it the last post game where I said Josh Allen? No, when I said Josh Allen, why is he not a diva? Because he goes and sits down. When I'm thinking about Josh, I'm thinking, okay, you getting me killed out here. Keon, what are you seeing? What is your read? What are you looking at? Like, what is your hot spots? How are they playing you? Elijah Moore, what are you used to? This is these conversations that you got to have. In this scenario, where they're running cover 2 or running cover 3, whatever they're running, if I see it, what are you looking at? Not that you don't know what you're doing, but like, what are your cues? Because I need to know what you're looking at. And this is the stuff that I think Hard Knocks kind of got in the way of, because McDermott and they all said that Josh Allen even said he didn't like it because of the hindrance on him learning the people. So they told you this.
Right.
Why are we not listening to them when they tell you stuff? And they're still going for it.
Yeah, but I think for fans are going to fan, and I think the idea here is, you know, we went 17 years, 18 years, really, begging for a guy like Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Please just give us somebody that can be an established quarterback, a franchise. Can we just have one franchise quarterback in our lifetime after Kelly, obviously? But can we just find another guy? It took us almost 2 decades to find one, right? And we get this guy, and the guy that is responsible for bringing him in for the most part is the guy that actually doesn't realize his true value, right? And part of the reason he can't identify or doesn't understand his true value is because the way to use Josh Allen is the way that Daboll used him, right? But here's the kicker. Daboll wouldn't have just put Stephon Diggs around Josh Allen. He wouldn't have just put Cole Beasley around Josh Allen. He would have went and got a third guy and put that guy around Josh Allen, and then went and got a tight end and put that around Josh Allen. Like, that's what you do with a quarterback like Josh Allen. Look at what the Chiefs have right now. Doesn't their offense look a lot like what the Green Bay Packers have when all their guys are healthy? They got a tight end in Tucker that can catch the ball, that can. And
the other guy, they had 2 tight ends last night.
Yeah.
Everybody eats.
And they got 5 receivers. And then, oh, by the way, they traded for Josh Jacobs.
They got too many people.
And they drafted another running back that looks pretty good last night.
Got too many people.
But that's what you need when you have a franchise quarterback.
Oh, I'm agreeing.
Yeah, you can build out your defense. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. You want that. But if you have a franchise guy, the best thing you can possibly do is make his job as easy as it can possibly be, because that's going to be the reason you win games in the playoffs, not your defense. There's too many good quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and more specifically in the playoffs, to just solely depend on your defense being the reason you win games, right? So I think that's the frustration. I like going back to
a lot of good comments.
Yeah. Going back to Jim Jack, welcome to the show, my man.
I was going to say, I don't think I saw the name, but
no, definitely not. He says they need to work the middle and start using all the tight ends. Dawson had 9 touchdowns 2 years ago, and Hawes has better hands than him. I heard this on the post game show yesterday when somebody called in and asked about using all the tight ends, and he kind of got poo-pooed on by by Shope. Shope was like, well, I mean, like all the routes that you see the number one wide receivers running, you know, a tight end's not going to run those kind of routes to be the backbreaker of, you know, on the opposing defense, whatever. And when I thought about Shope's response, I think it was a little closed-minded from the standpoint of this is a guy just calling in trying to offer options. Why? Why is he calling in trying to offer options? Because he's looking for something to be different.
That guy's he's lost his mind. He should be on this show, not that show. This show's where you should have been. What are you doing?
Exactly. See, I understand that because the at the heart of a comment like that is, I want to see something that makes this offense go better.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see something that makes Josh Allen look as good as he actually is in real life. I want to see an offense that looks like what the Colts have. I want to see an offense that looks like what the Buccaneers have right now. I want to see something that when they drop back, something great is going to happen every single time.
Yeah, you know what it takes, honestly, and this is not hyperbole. It's going to take, and I know it's not going to happen either. Josh to say, remember 2020, 2021?
Mm-hmm.
I want that back.
Yeah.
Do that. You know, and what that entails is Brian Thomas Jr. What that entails is let's look at the draft. I'll give you to the end of the year before I start crying about this because my fans are saying I'm bad. I can't do this. They're saying I'm terrible. Josh Allen, just I'm talking to third person. Josh Patrick Allen has never been terrible. All right. I've never been bad until right now. I mean, it's something that, and it's funny because Kevin said that Josh said something about buy-in. He said it's not going to work because Josh Allen's not buying in, and that's the thing. It's funny that we say that. And Kev, this isn't you because I know you're on the other side as well. But somebody else said this wasn't going to work. Pariah now.
Oh.
They're in Massachusetts doing this. That's they told you 2 years ago, this ain't gonna work. Ain't no vertical concepts. That's why he left. This ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year when he doubled down, Josh Allen's gonna be so much better without him. You sure?
Right.
Why don't we see this?
It's perfect. No, nobody wants to admit that. Matter of fact, Schmitty was playing me some of a clip from Stevie Johnson talking about number one receivers, right? And Stevie was basically saying every team needs that one receiver in the room to that can go in the huddle and say, hey, I'm gonna run this hitch, get me the ball. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm a fake the slant and I'm gonna go back out. You know, I know the slant was called, but I've been playing. You know what I'm saying?
I know what they're doing.
Right. I know what he's doing, so I'm gonna fake him in. I'm gonna keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he was basically saying every team needs that. And then one of the hosts said, well, that would be defined as a how do you say a diva? A diva or a locker room cancer.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Cancer in the locker room.
Yep.
And Stevie very, very sly and he kind of slid in there. Us locker room cancers, referring to himself because he was that guy.
He's like, why so serious?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the mindset that you need from a great receiver, right? Let's kind of bring the conversation back to something that you mentioned that either earlier in the show or before the show. This gag order that they have on Keon Coleman and how the guy literally cannot, he's not allowed to say anything, right? I've put in requests to try and get Keon. You can't get Keon anywhere. Right, unless it's Bill's content.
He's got to get a script.
Right,
mm-hmm.
Right, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to have a conversation with Keon and sit down with him, and I think the idea here is you have a guy who wants to be a number one receiver, but you're bringing him into a situation a lot like what you're doing with Josh Allen now, where he's being forced to do things that don't bring out what he's great at.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling him that two things. First thing is you're just a cog in a bigger machine. right? Which limits his significance, and that basically disempowers him from the standpoint of, I can make an impact on this team. I can come in and be, the reason they win a championship, or I can be a difference maker. The Bills are not trying to find difference makers. They're trying to find guys that want to come in and, as you say, be, sum of parts. Right. And when you when you have that mindset, guys who step up like Stephon Diggs are a cancer to the locker room, because they can single-handedly, with their play alone, destroy that mindset. They can destroy that argument. I just put up 123 yards on 10 catches and 3 touchdowns. How does everybody sound now?
Sound like you hogging.
Think about it like this. What if James Cook was vocal? What if James Cook wasn't quiet and he just put up 216 yards and 2 touchdowns? Oh, I thought everybody ate, though.
Mm-hmm.
All the running backs ain't eating.
Right.
Ty Johnson can't catch a break. Ray Davis can't catch a break. Everybody ain't really eating.
Yeah, I want to address Nasty Nate over here. He's giving me a hard time. Now, you said Key is having a cognitive dissonance moment. Which is it? Do you want him to cook or Josh to be unicorn every week? We'd all love both, but that's not the game plan. I don't care who does what. Cook got his contract.
No, it is. How is that?
Let me get this first, because this is me. Cook got his contract. That's what I wanted. Mm-hmm. I wanted him on his team. Josh Allen is a unicorn when you want him to be. Mm-hmm. But see, the thing is, right now people are saying Josh Allen's bad. Josh Allen is ineffective. Some people will say, "What the hell what happened?" He found his head. He's getting old. His wife is this, is that. He's had no passion for football anymore. What I'm saying is, you want to have the option to do either or.
Thank you.
That's what I'm getting at right now. Cook is cooking, but does Cook have to have 200? Will he get 216 yards against the Kansas City Chiefs?
No,
absolutely not. Will Josh Allen throw for 168 yards with 54 yards of that coming on one pass to Khalil Shakir? Possibly. And that's the thing. I shouldn't have to say that. The Ravens game was like, he's playing horrible. I remember at halftime, I'm like, what happened? But then in the fourth quarter, this man said, you know what? I'm here.
Yeah.
That's the Josh that I need to be able to flip a switch and turn on whenever I can. Did you feel like you could have turned it on yesterday? No.
But that only comes when Sean takes the carburetor off. When you're in desperation mode, that's when Sean goes to the great eraser and says, save us. And then that's when the handcuffs come off. Then Josh can put the cape on. We start running mad vertical routes, deep crosses, all kind of stuff for Josh to get the ball out to, and he can run the offense the way he wants to run it. What we saw in that 4 minutes, we could be seeing every game if we just let Joe Brady run the offense the way he wants to run the offense, and the run game will be there.
And the funny thing is, I think that was Josh.
What?
That called those plays. And are you talking about the Ravens game?
No, so in hurry up situations, it is Josh that's calling the plays.
I mean, I don't know how much he checked out of because I didn't look at it, but I know Josh is like one of the highest percentage of audibles and checks.
Yeah, he
is the highest. Actually, he is the highest. So I don't know how much is Josh. And Josh said, you know what, the hell with that. Let's do this. We got to go. So if it takes that urgency to say, you know what, to hell with they said, we got to go, man. Just say it.
Yeah. Because
who's going to question you? McDermott might get out of here, you flea. I own this team. Brady, man, I co-sign for your ashy ass. Get out of my face too. That's the power of this guy, and we've seen it when he tries to play within the confines of this boring offense. Yeah, my man Cook goes off. I can do this 12 times a show. Mm-hmm. I can do this all day long and bask in the glow of it all. But do I have to have it? Because if Cook's not running the ball, guess what? Who's going to call him a bust? He's just not running the ball. But when Josh started throwing the ball for 30% or 60% of his completions, then you got a problem with that.
Yeah,
it's alarming. What are you making a face for?
Daquan's comment here says, this is shocking. Everyone says run the ball. They did it. It worked beautifully. What is the problem here? We have a two-headed monster. Where's the two-headed monster? That's what I was turning my head at.
Oh, okay.
Where's the two-headed monster? The goal is to go to the playoffs healthy, remember?
Yeah, I think he's counting Josh.
See, that's I don't want to put words in your mouth and say that that's your definition of the overall goal. But for me, the goal is to put on tape something that is threatening enough for teams that you're going to go up against week after week after week that help you to identify more and more what you're best at, what you're not best at, so that you can fix all the problems before you get to the big games in the playoffs. Not take what you have and take what's working well now into the playoffs, and then when that doesn't work, you're fully exposed and you're kicked out of the playoffs. That's what happened to us in the AFC Championship game. We didn't play anybody that was good enough to truly expose us the way we needed to be exposed, right? And that includes the Ravens. They almost did it, but they didn't, right? And then when you get to the Chiefs, it's like you're just not good enough.
Yeah.
You're just not good enough. You went the whole season doing things a certain way, and it got you to where it got you, but that's as far as it's ever gotten you. And furthermore, I'll add to that. I don't mean to come down on Apex, but Apex was saying that this is I think Apex said this is not a different team from last year, or Leak said is not. Somebody in there said that this is the same team as last year.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that this team is worse than last year. The run game is basically the same. You're just giving it to Cook more. Now he's getting carries like a number one running back should get, right? So that's why you see the increase in yards. That's why the yardage total is going to match the touchdown total by the end of the season, right? But when you get to this mindset of the goal is to go to the playoffs healthy, that's where I fall apart at. Because to me, the goal is Super Bowl, right? You've already established that you have a run game. What's next? You don't just rest on the run game. And what they did in the Panthers game is they just rested on the run game. They didn't try to do some different things in the pass game. They just did what was necessary in the passing game, right? And what that reminds me of is a lot of what it's the inverse of what Brian Daboll did here as our offensive coordinator. Sure, we'll run the ball here and there just to try and keep defenses honest, but we slinging that thing. We throwing it all around the yard, right? So I think at some point you do have to try and find balance, and I do have an appreciation for how far the running game has come from Brian Daboll's offense to now, right? But the idea here was to try to match what you had in Brian Daboll's offense with the run game we have now, not to completely eliminate Brian Daboll's offense.
Right.
And by Brian Daboll's offense, I mean a downfield passing game, a vertical passing game that still allowed Josh Allen to, express himself as a quarterback.
It was Earnhardt Perkins. That's what it was. Earnhardt Perkins. What it was is based on choice routes. It was based on multiple formations that do basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Josh flourished because he had the autonomy to make a decision.
Yeah.
Even though he knew where the routes were going to be, he could look at the field and say, okay, the safety's there. If the safety gives me this look, I'm going to do this. And I know my guys over there. Everybody eats stuff. Like I said, you got guys nobody separates at will. Mm-hmm. And that's why I keep asking, what is this separation piece that people are talking about? Nobody separates at will. And everybody's never always open. It's just not. It's not reality. So I was going to touch on something, but I forget. Sorry. Right there. Cato, you're talking about Romeo Doubs as your fifth wide receiver. Yeah, that's all I needed. But yeah, I mean, if you throw it anticipation, like they say in the league, if you're open for a second, you're open. And everybody eats. I gotta process too much at one time. Sometimes I pick right, sometimes I don't. And in this instance, he's just not picking right because Shakir's gonna be open. But who knows if Keon Coleman's gonna come open? Who knows if Josh Warren's gonna be open? Who knows who Elijah Moore's gonna be? We don't know.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Nate says you make it easier on your quarterback by having an awesome run game. Okay, well, Nate, if you think you're so right, how easy did it look for Josh Allen yesterday? I'll wait.
I know.
It didn't look easy at all.
At all.
Again, I understand that you might like what you're seeing, and we're fresh off of a 40-point beatdown of the Panthers, and here we are poo-pooing on everything. Say what you want. we've been real like this all season long. And we had a 2-game losing streak in which everybody started to come around and say, oh, you know what? You guys are actually right. You've been saying this the whole time. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care how many points we win by. If it doesn't look like it's supposed to look, I'm going to talk about it. I guarantee there's not very many people out there willing to talk like this right now. Right? Because the second they say, oh, well, you know, that 40 points didn't look like it should have. Oh, well, they scored 40. What do you want them to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many of those type of people out there. Well, what do you want the Bills to do?
Right.
Like, those are the people that just are just happy going to the playoffs.
We'll get crucified so you don't have to.
Right. I'll take it on so that nobody else has to. But the bottom line here, when it comes to how these games should look and making it easy on your quarterback, look at the Packers game last night. Did it look like he was having as hard a time as Josh Allen was in that Panthers game?
That was fun.
It looked fun. It looked fun for him.
Fun.
It looked really fun for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what it's supposed to be like for Josh Allen, not Jordan Love.
Right.
Jordan Love is nowhere near as good as Josh Allen. Nowhere near as good. But last night, he played better than Josh. Numbers is better. You got 19 other quarterbacks in the league right now throwing for more yards than Josh Allen. Right? And let's not get into, well, how many games did they win? The point here is you have to be at a place going into the playoffs where it doesn't matter who you play, you're going to have success. You're going to be able to move the ball. You're going to be able to make plays on defense, right? You can't go into the playoffs thinking you're going to shut people down. That's unrealistic. You're not going to do it. It's too many good quarterbacks. But you do have to have guys on your team that you can say, you know what, Micah Parsons will make a play in the playoffs. Myles Garrett will make a play in the playoffs. That could be the turn of the game for us, is that one sack strip fumble that he gets, right? All we need is one.
Yeah.
Right? And then what do you do after that? After you put those pieces on your defense, you say, okay, Josh Allen, I done gave you this receiver, this tight end, this running back. We got you a run game now. So if they come out with a good scheme or something like that, we'll just run the ball until we can figure out something in the passing game, and then we'll get it out there. Right? But they didn't do that in the Panthers game. They didn't do that against the quarterback that should have been cut.
you go roll with that.
I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna run with it. That's the coach. He said he should have been cut. Cool. Cool. He should have been cut. I mean, listen, I was, and I'm gonna be real about it. I was the one saying before this game, we need to be careful not to underestimate this guy, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, nobody could expect that he would be this bad. But there was reason, based on the way the Bills were playing at the time, that we shouldn't underestimate anybody, right? And then they made adjustments. Here's the other part. The Bills are now 9-0 after a bye, right? So the other part of this too is, yeah, it's a 40-point beatdown. Yeah, they made Andy Dalton look like he should have been cut, but they had 2 weeks to do it. Mm-hmm. Coaches don't take breaks.
Not that I know of.
The players get the break. The players get the bye week. That's for them to rest.
Yeah.
The coaches are still working. The coaches are still watching film. Yeah.
They're stressed out. Yeah.
So this is 2 weeks worth of game planning that they've had to do for a quarterback that they really didn't need to do it for. And they embarrassed the guy that is long in the tooth.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You score 40 points on that guy who should have been cut. You racked up 40 points on a defense that is normally tough, but you had 2 weeks to prepare for them. How did the Falcons look right now? They had 2 weeks to prepare for us.
Yep. And they just got shellacked by the team we just beat, just destroyed yesterday.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were held scoreless by the Panthers.
Yep.
And we continue to see Michael Penix struggle. Kirk Cousins is going to be starting this Sunday. I mean... when you break this all down and you look at the gears inside the machine and you realize it don't work, the inside of the machine don't look as smooth as how it looks on the outside. And then you also start to factor into that now you're starting to see some dents and some dings on the outside, right? Yep. You're starting to see, Josh Allen get frustrated, throw the ball too early. And part of the reason he's throwing the ball too early is taking too long to get open. Like, what? I'm holding the ball for 3 seconds because I have to, not because I want to.
And he's also pissed off because he's playing under center too. So
yeah,
that actually gives credence too, because that's part of it. I bet the fact that Josh Allen is used to surveying the field, and that's why he likes playing under shotgun. He can see the whole field the whole time. And you stay, what is that? 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, whatever it is, 4 yards, whatever, 6 yards. You can see everything develop as it develops. It's like panoramic. So as soon as somebody comes open, I'm throwing it there. But when you're trying to do a play action, when you're trying to drop back from center, which is, all this, first, it's not first nature for him. Second, he can't see what he likes to see. Mm-hmm. So all this stuff goes into the factor into why we're seeing what we're seeing on the field. And to the point where we're talking about, James Cook or Josh Allen, you can't have it's not feast or famine. Yeah. You can do both things. And I was looking at while you're talking, I was looking at Andy Reid and Tommy's point. I can't get it out of my head now.
Oh, wait, where?
Go ahead. Go. Oh no, he didn't say it, but I'm thinking about, he said it a couple of times on the show, and I'm like, okay, Tommy, I get it. Yeah. The wide receivers will work elsewhere, blah blah blah. But then I'm looking at Andy Reid's in 2003. Andy Reid went to the conference championship, lost 14-3 to the Panthers. You know who his wide receivers were?
Who?
I'm glad you said who. His wide receivers were as follows. He had James Thrash, Todd Pinkston, Freddie Mitchell, Greg Lewis, Billy McMullen. Anybody remember? Does anybody even know Billy McMullen? I mean, Greg Lewis, I remember him.
I remember Greg Lewis had the most gums of any wide
receiver. He had all
gums.
No face, all gums. But, he got to the conference championship with that.
Yeah.
The highest receiver that they had on the team caught 575 yards, 2 touchdowns for Todd Pinkston. Nobody had more targets than James Thrash. 92 targets, 49 receptions, 558 yards, 1 touchdown.
With Donovan McNabb.
Who was the running back? Okay, we can go there too. We had Brian Westbrook, 613 yards rushing. They had Deuce Staley, 413 yards rushing. Coral Buckhalter, a name that I like to forget.
Oh, Corral Buckhalter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
542 yards.
Yeah.
So where I'm going with this is you don't have to have this elite thing, but you got to have one thing. Starts with an S, rhymes with team, scheme. You have to be able to scheme what you got open. This is by no means the worst wide receiving group in the league.
Good point.
By no means.
But when your scheme doesn't match your weapons, I mean, look at what the Chiefs are doing right now. Anybody that thinks that their wide receivers are going to be able to just block every single, DB out there, like they're all small, fast guys.
Mm-hmm.
Their wide receivers are probably not expected to block as much as our receivers would be expected to block, right? But what do? In order to limit the pressure on Mahomes, they do a lot of different things. They don't just rely on one hot read. One of the things that the color commentator talked about in the game was the Panthers were blitzing Josh's hot. The running back was supposed to be the hot on one particular play, and they blitzed him to keep him in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
So that there are no options for Josh to get to. And they're already trying to keep Josh in the pocket, right? And what is that? That's how you get to sack him,
right?
So the idea here is when you're designing a scheme that should get you to a Super Bowl, you have to design it in a certain way where, as you pointed out, you're putting the right pieces in that system that allow you to execute the offense the way you want to execute it. And if you have the pieces, you might not necessarily need to have a traditionally, a recognized wide receiver one, but you got to have a guy that's smart enough to scheme things up well for the pieces that he has, as long as he has the pieces that fit. And what we're seeing now, as you just pointed out, is the same as what we saw Andy Reid do in Philly.
Yeah. And I know we got to go talk about defense, but I just wanted to touch on something I heard on the radio, and it doesn't even really require a conversation unless you want to have it. But I was actually typing this out, and Joe DiBiase made a comment. I was like, ooh, I got to add that. People talk about phasing Keon out, phasing him out of offense. I'm on a Keon crusade, I guess. Don't really care. How many targets did he have yesterday?
4. Yes, 4 every
4
game,
targets,
pretty much.
What did I say on Friday? His average targets per game was
4.
Yeah. So he had 3 catches, 2 for first down. He moved the chains, 30 yards, 10 yards of completion. And now they're talking about, with a straight face, Jeremy and Joe both agreed that Gabe Davis is better than Keon Coleman. With a straight face. So I said, you know what? Keyshawn Self, look that up.
Do it.
So I did. So I did. So what I had was Keon Coleman so far this year. He's got 39 targets, 27 receptions, 267 yards, 2 touchdowns. All right. He's projected to have 66 receptions, 95 targets, 648 yards, 9 and 5 touchdowns. Okay. So we're going to go 66 receptions, 95 targets, 648 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Just keep that in your memory banks.
Okay.
Mr. Gabe Davis, his best season in Buffalo, best season, 2022. He had 48 catches, 93 yards for 836 yards. He had an astronomical average yards per target, but any other year previous to that and after that, he never came. Well, I'm sorry, 2023, he came close. But 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2024, he had nothing. His best year in 2020, 2021, and 2024 was 2020, his rookie year, 599 yards on 35 receptions, 7 touchdowns. Guess who or what he had that Keon Coleman ain't got?
What?
An elite receiver on the opposite side of him.
On the other side.
So when you put Gabe Davis as the guy, basically, in Jacksonville, you know what he did? He played in 10 games, started 9, 20 receptions, 42 targets, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, and let's see what I'm looking at, 47.6% completion rate. He also almost picked up a quarterback sock out when he went to punch Trevor Lawrence in the face. So when you say Gabe Davis would be a better receiver than him, based on what?
If you watch the tape alone, you can see Gabe Davis not reading his leverages right on those option routes.
Never does. Never did.
Right. He never does. And that's why he never got the ball that much here. That's why he never became the heir apparent to Steph Diggs when he left, because he just doesn't actually. I want to get.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because he just doesn't read the field the way he needs to read the field.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick before we get to defense, I wanted to touch on this comment from Schmitty here.
All right, Apex. See you later, brother or sister, whichever way.
Wait. Oh, okay. All right, Apex. Take care. Says Stevie Johnson's been making a great point. How is Josh Allen supposed to be set up for success when he has more experience than the OC? I understand that point. I really do. Josh Allen in the NFL has more experience than the offensive coordinator. However, I don't think that that's a reason, or I don't think that's enough of a foundation to build your argument
it's
against.
Mikey. It's Mikey from my. Oh, all right. I didn't know that. I think Tommy said, but I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know he was okay. All right, now I get it.
Okay, all right.
Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, he just said it's Mikey from my.
Yeah,
okay.
that's how I figured it out. Yeah.
Appreciate you watching, man.
I do. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I think, I don't think that's enough of a foundation to kind of argue against, Joe Brady specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen coordinators come from the college ranks to become, great coaches in
Absolutely.
the NFL, plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what we're trying to get at here is we have to own what our head coach is enforcing in the locker room, on the coaches, and on the players. Right now, that brings me to the defensive side. And real quick before we get to that, Steve Lynn says, "You're not a real fan if you keep on pointing out flaws for fans to notice. Don't warn us before we get embarrassed at home against the Chiefs. Just drink the Kool-Aid and just say relax." Basically, so this transitioning to the defense here, the idea of Sean's influence, on the team, I don't think. How can I say this? I think when it comes to the changes that need to be made, Sean McDermott is all about making sure that he saves face before anything else, before what's best for the team. The only time that we've seen him do something that wasn't in the best interest of the team was when he took a $31 million cap hit to get rid of Stephon Diggs, because that really hurt the team's ability to get talent and help in the following year. That ended up being our transition year.
The only way that would have made any sense is if Steph Diggs says, "I ain't coming."
Right.
That's the only way that made it. He said, I'm not coming. Not happening.
But he was here. So
yeah, so that's why I'm saying I'm poking holes all in that.
Right.
And I'm confounding what you said.
So what caused me to say that is Sean McDermott was asked who's calling the plays, and he said, "We share that responsibility." He and Babbage.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see Babbage calling any plays yesterday. To be honest,
he's like, "All right, yeah, no, it was us. I told him what to say, and he said it. That's what it.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah. So here's the whole bottom line of that. If it was necessary for Sean to start calling plays, then two things happen. The first thing is the job that Babbage was doing wasn't good enough. It wasn't deemed to be good enough because Sean felt like he had to take that on himself.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is Babbage really wasn't necessary in the first place.
Yep.
Because if it was that easy for Sean to just pick up play calling duties, then how much did Babbage really have a hand in everything that was going on and everything that was being developed and everything that was being installed?
And I'm going to say this like this on purpose. Babbage was whoever the offensive coordinator is in Kansas City, whoever the offensive coordinator is in Chicago,
in Cincinnati,
whoever the in Cincinnati,
in LA.
I mean, you keep going on and on and on. That's what I had to put somebody there in theory.
Right.
So I'll take it, and yeah, you're 100% right. Honestly, everybody's like, "Oh, I don't care." Honestly, it's his prerogative to do what he wants, and he obviously doesn't trust a green defensive coordinator because his butt's on the fire. He knows if he doesn't do something quickly, at least to steer him in the right direction. First and foremost, I said it before. Don't nobody know how to use the talent that they build on this defense because it don't make sense. It's like in people that watch the James Brown movie. He said, "Does it sound good? Does it look good? Then it is good, but it don't make sense, James." That's what they said. So you got to have the guy that built it run it, because otherwise you get what you had before.
Mm-hmm. We have our first hate comment of the day.
Oh.
Casual C says, "Thankfully, there are people like Greg Cosell and Dan Orlovsky who actually know the game."
Oh,
yeah. You know what? I'm a fan of both. I've watched Greg Cosell a lot. I actually watched his podcast that he did on, I forget the network, but he did like an X's and O's podcast with somebody where they would kind of just talk, NFL, and then they would kind of show certain concepts and, all that kind of stuff.
Doesn't that name look familiar?
Casual C?
Yeah. Is that an alias?
It possibly is.
I'm letting it ride till we find out for sure. We're going to know. They can't resist themselves into the show, so we'll see.
Somebody find out who Casual C is. But yeah, I mean, what?
We need intel on this guy. Who is this Casual C?
Yeah, figure that out. But yeah, so I mean, look, I'm a fan of both of those guys. I watch a lot of what they talk about, and I mean, to be perfectly honest, what we're saying is not very different from some of the things that they've pointed out about the Bills. They've just done it in a what's the word, a more PC type of way.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're not like, it doesn't sound like they're bashing the Bills. They're just talking about things that the Bills can improve on in a sense, right? And I think part of why it seems like we're so negative is we just say what it is. We don't try to PC it. We don't try to, put the politically correct spin on everything that we say, like everybody on the radio does. You know what I'm saying? They have to do that. They get paid. Well, they get exclusive coverage of the Buffalo Bills for that, right? So that's the payoff for them not bashing the Bills. But here, it's the home of all truth, no sodium takes, man. We gonna say what we gonna say.
We appreciate that. Sincerely appreciate that. And Trey, yeah, I mean, the critique. I'm the guy that critiques the draft and the cap stuff. So if I'm right or wrong, it's mostly me. As Sean McDermott would say, it's on me. I got to be better. But no, I appreciate anybody that has any constructive criticism, even if it's not positive, because we want to be better for you guys. We're literally two dads that just sat down here and decided to talk football with y'all for 2 hours a day.
Oh, you know what? This dude's on a roll. It says, don't kid yourself. They both think that Josh Allen is better under center. You said the exact opposite.
No, we didn't say that, but I know who that is now.
Well, oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Who is it?
Who I thought it was. Who I thought it was. Let it ride. They gonna expose himself.
Yeah, that's so crazy. That is so crazy. It's so crazy. People go through these lengths just to troll us. Anyway, I actually did say that Josh should be under center more. I said that 2 weeks ago. I said that before the bye. Here's the issue though. When you go based off the numbers, Josh Allen under center, less interceptions, touchdowns are right, all that kind of stuff. Cool. But how does it look in the game? 68% completion percentage, 160 something yards, whatever it was. And what? One touchdown? One passing touchdown? Like that is not Josh Allen numbers. That is not better than when he was in shotgun slinging the ball all over the yard. Did he have more interceptions? Yeah, but he also had a lot more touchdowns.
Right.
He doesn't have more touchdowns now under center. He's got less interceptions. Is that better? Better for who is the question I would ask if you asked me, is that better? Right? Like who are we trying to satisfy when you ask, is Josh being under center better? Because you got lower interceptions under center, but less touchdowns. More interceptions in shotgun, but more touchdowns. Who are you trying to satisfy? That's the bottom line here. Anyway,
it's definitely him now. I'm positive.
Oh, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Let it happen. Let it go. You only got 8 minutes. I'm not doing this.
I mean, it's like seriously. Like seriously. You didn't say that 10 minutes ago.
But but an hour ago we said Josh Allen likes to be in the shotgun. We said the better of the team is that he should be under center.
Of course.
But he likes to see everything. You got to get the wax out of your ears. I know you're older and all, but you still got to take care of your hygiene and all that carrying on.
Inner ear hygiene is where we've landed.
It's all about equilibrium over here. It's all about equilibrium.
All right, we got 7 minutes for the defense. Thank you, Schmitty. All right, so here's
he must have somewhere to be too.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so this is one of the issues that I had. The end of the second half. It was mentioned a couple times that the Bills are playing man coverage with inside leverage, meaning the plays were being forced outside. Whenever a corner or a DB plays inside shade is the way it's usually referred to. That's you're trying to push all of the opportunities for the opposing offense to the outside of the numbers is where you're going to find your openings, right? We don't want anything inside. That is completely against everything that the handbook on a 2 minute drill would tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Like normally a normal head coach would say, no, put everything to the inside of the field, run the clock out. You're not going to have enough time to do what you want to do. We're going to tackle you. We're going to lay on you. We're going to take forever to get off of you. Like whatever we got to do to slow you down.
Mm-hmm.
And if Andy Dalton was trimming them on the inside of the field during the game, then yeah, I could understand, playing inside shade. You want to force everything outside, make it a little bit harder because his arm is not that strong. And an outside throw is typically harder for a quarterback than an inside throw. But in this particular case, the Panthers were moving the ball down the field. They got into scoring range, well within scoring range in their 2-minute drill because they were allowed to pass the ball and get out of bounds.
Yeah.
They had less than a minute to get the ball down there by the time they got the ball, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but they didn't have a ton of time to get the ball down the field, and yet they did by throwing the ball outside where usually defense don't allow you to go, but yet Sean McDermott's decision, because he was calling the plays, was play inside shade. I need some of this stuff to start making some sense very soon, because if this is the kind of overthinking kind of defensive, scheme or thought process during a game that we're going to see, it explains a lot about what happens during every Chiefs game in the playoffs. It really does. What are your thoughts?
I think the defense, I'm still trying to figure out. I'm really trying to figure out because we have the new cornerbacks. Well, Max Harrison, we had Hancock back there. And so I guess, in the grand scheme of things, you got to let them play free and whatever they like doing. But when you have Bernard, when you have Milano, especially those two at linebacker, you want to feed everything inside to them because that's how the underneath gets in it. I mean, they're athletic guys. Interceptions happen, big plays occur, even big hits, if you will. So you want to funnel everything to the middle of the field where everybody is. Once Hairston gets his chops up and he becomes more confident in what he's seeing and what he's doing against NFL wide receivers, it's field of choice. He can do whatever he feels is going to beat his man. So I think right now they have to. Tommy, he switched over his alias to somebody else, and then now he's talking about Singletary. Good Lord. But no.
Cooper. Oh, Amari Cooper.
Okay. Yeah, but no. Oh yeah, we got to do that. But I think the defense, once they put something on film and see what works best, I don't think yesterday was the best game to even try to analyze to see what worked. Because I
agree.
The names are the names. Like David Leggett, he had 8 catches before. He has 10 catches now in the season. Ted McMillan, he's a promising rookie, but whatever. Jalen Coker is brand new to the system. He's coming off injury again. So it's a slippery slope to really commit to something right now.
Yeah.
I think what we will see though is a propensity to be able to play up on their man with the pass rush coming in as it is right now. So I think that's if we can shore that up and figure out what we're going to do with Oliver, we can go ahead and let our cornerbacks and DBs do what they do best and attack the football. We might see some interceptions, might see some turnovers coming up down the bend. I
got a side note here, and I thought this was pretty funny.
Uh-oh.
Did you see the first QB sneak for a touchdown?
The first one?
The first one. Didn't it look like a Madden NFL glitch where he just kind of glided across the goal line here? The defender was like trying to hold him and stop him from getting in, and Gilliam was just straight pushing him through.
He just stays dove in there.
Right. He was just kind of standing up and being turned as he crossed the goal line. Like, what the heck kind of NCAA Madden NFL mess is this? I was dying laughing when I saw that. I was like, yo, this is some Madden glitch stuff. Go back and watch that if you haven't already. That's hilarious. That was very funny to me. I enjoyed watching that.
Yeah, and that's Nate's guy, Sledge, Gilliam. Gilliam. That's his guy.
Sledge. That's right. That's right. He made it happen. But I mean, the other QB sneak too was kind of funny because Josh just kind of like stood up and leaned over the guys in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have to jump, he didn't have to push. He just kind of leaned over in the goal line. Yeah, that's the perks of having a 6'5" quarterback, 250-pound guy.
It is the perks of it. I mean, if only there was a way to figure out if Josh had something special in his cup. I know James Cook, he likes to come with the smelling salt. Some guys like to use the PEDs. They don't get caught. Some guys is like Reese T. I mean, what's better than Reese T for game days?
Ain't nothing better.
What's better than Reese T for performance? I mean, some will say Gatorade. Nerds to that. We're working on a formula for that too. But Reese T is one part delicious, one part refreshing, and 2 parts healthy. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. That's what you can expect when you get yourself a cold Reese T. And there's only 4 ingredients in that jar. I don't even drink tea, but let me tell you, that's a good drink there. What are you doing? Head over to Reed's, get yourself supplied by the case or individual. But why would you do that? Get yourself a case. You're going to be thirsty after the first one. You won't be disappointed. What do I know? See for yourself. Reed's Tea. Click the link in the description below. Use the code PPP to let them know who sent you. And if you don't see Reed's, look for Reed's Tailgate Tea. Same thing.
Let's hit it.
Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I
Oh, that's the wrong song too.
Oh, we flipped up. We switched it up.
Definitely switch it up. We'll do the intro for the outro. It's backwards day.
TikTok back in there. We started over again.
All right, we gotta hurry up and get out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. It feels great being able to do a live show. We're gonna be able to do another live show on Friday, which is nice. I will be off that day, so we can do a live show that day. No post podium conversations tomorrow. I will be doing Coach D's Corner on Thursday, and then we'll have our live episode on Friday here. So with that being said, thank you to everybody that gave us a like. Thank you to everybody who subscribed already. If you haven't though, please like, subscribe. Also, the thing that benefits you the most, hit that bell, make that thing
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
so that you can get notifications when we send notifications, like everything I just said in terms of our schedule for this upcoming week. You will be notified of this stuff if you have that bell on. It'll come right up on your phone. Boom, right there. At the top of your joint. You swipe down, that's the notification of us telling you what's going on with the show. So, if you don't do that and you don't find us, can't help you.
Reed's mix well. Reed's you could add a 5th ingredient if you really so choose.
Pretty much.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, thank you once again for the 3rd time to everybody that tuned in. We will see you guys on Thursday for Coach D's Corner, Friday for another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was. All right. This has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
And it's 40 keys.
All right. You guys have a great night. Peace.
Yeah! Let him cook!